Hi friends, I'm Miss Jenny, and today I'll be reading The Compost Heap. This book is ooey and gooey and kinda gross, but really cool. So let's learn about what goes on in compost. The Compost Heap by Sharon Katz Cooper. Do you know what this page is called? It's called the Table of Contents. It tells you where everything is in the book. What is a habitat? A habitat is a place where plants and animals can get what they need to live. What do they need? Like you, they need food, water, and shelter. And there's a woodpecker. And what is this animal over on the other side? Did you know your leftover food could be used again? A compost heap is a pile of rotting food. This pile of rotting food is a habitat too. A compost heap is made of fruit and vegetable scraps. You might also find old newspaper, leaves, and dead plants there. They are all slowly rotting. The living things in the compost heap turn it all into fresh soil. This moldy banana is slowly rotting. Compost heaps must be dark, warm, and a little bit wet. This is the best habitat for the animals and tiny living things who turn the food scraps into soil. The tiny living things are called microbes. Compost heap. Eggshell, tea bag, banana peel. What else do you recognize on that page? These apples are starting to rot or break down. This is a photo of bacteria seen through a microscope. Bacteria are a microbe. They are so small you can only see them through a special tool called a microscope. Fungi are also microbes. Bacteria and fungi get to work first. They begin breaking down food scraps into smaller pieces. Here come the worms. Worms are the superstars of a compost habitat. You can find worms in many compost heaps. They eat the rotting food. Then the worms poo rich soil. If a worm's skin dries out, it will die because a worm breathes through its skin. Worms have many segments or parts. Some of the segments have tiny, stiff hairs. Worms use these hairs to help them move. Segments and hairs. Except for those hairs, worms have nothing else sticking out from their bodies. This long, smooth shape helps them burrow or dig down into the compost. Worms make a lot of slippery mucus on their skins. Mucus covers their bodies. It keeps them wet and helps them to slide through food scraps and soil. Fun fact, worms have no eyes but can still sense light and will move away from it. Squirming and sucking. Compost worms squirm through food scraps. They suck up rotting food. Strong muscles in the worm's gut mix up food with digestive juices. This breaks down the food into smaller and smaller bits. These worms are busy eating rotting food. Worms poo out little piles of partly digestive food. Believe it or not, these piles make great soil. It is perfect as fertilizer, which is something used to help plants grow. Fun fact, earthworm poo piles are called casts. Earthworm poo is rich in nutrients. Nutrients are things plants need to help them grow. Plopping pill bugs. Worms are not the only animals in the compost heap. There are also lots of pill bugs. These tiny creatures chew up dead plants. They leave behind little pellets of poo as well. The pellets are full of nutrients for good soil. Pillbug, pillbug poo. Vomiting flies. Flies also like to feed on rotting fruits and vegetables. They vomit or throw up on their food before they eat it. That helps to break down the food. Then they can slurp it up with their tongues. Watch a worm. What you need: a place with earthworms, gardening gloves if you'd like to use these, and your eyes. What to do? 1. Find a good outdoor space with soil and earthworms in it. 2. Dig around a little bit with your hands to break up the soil. Dig until you bring up some worms. 3. Choose 1 or 2 worms and watch them for a while. 4. What do you see them do? How do they move? Do you see them eating? How do they do it? Glossary. This tells you what the different words mean in the book. The end.